Hello darlings! For today's video, I'll be creating 3 looks using the What's the Tea palettes from TheBalm Cosmetics. First I'll be using this hot tea palette, then I'll be using the iced tea palette, and then I'll be creating a look using shades from both palettes. So let's get started. Here's a look at both palettes. They both retail for $36 and include 9 shades and 2 primers. For the first look, I'll be creating a warm halo eye with the Hot Tea Palette. To start, I'm priming my eyes with the Plouise eyeshadow base in the shade 0.5. Next, I'm picking up the shade called Hey Girl Hey and packing this into my crease, going from inner to outer corner of my eyelid. I'm using the Morphe M506 brush to apply it, so that I have more control over the placement of the eyeshadow because of its small brush head. Once I've packed that shade on, I'm lightly blending out the edge by sweeping my brush back and forth, and then I'm blending even further by picking up a lighter shade from the palette called Ooh La La. I'm using the Morphe M562 brush, which is a slim crease brush, to apply this right along the edge of where we applied the shade called Hey Girl Hey. This will help us to create a seamless transitional effect. Now that I have my transition shades down, I'm deepening up the crease with the shade called Scandalous. I'm applying this to the inner and outer corners of the eyelid and then dragging it up into the crease while still keeping it beneath those 2 lighter shades. Next, I'm quickly just going back to those lighter shades to perfect my blend, so I'm quickly applying some more of the shade called Hey Girl Hey, and then sweeping on a bit more of the lightest shade called Ooh La La. Now that all of the eyeshadows are blended together, I'm grabbing a clean, fluffy blending brush to sweep along the outer edge of all of the eyeshadow so that the shadow in the area closest to my brow blends into the base we put down. Next, it's time to cut the crease. Since I'm creating a halo eye, I'm only cutting out the center of the eyelid. So I'm simply swiping some Plouise base on the center of my eyelid along my crease line and then dragging the product down onto my lid. Now to blend the edges of that area we cut out, I'm grabbing the darkest shade called Scandalous and applying that to the inner and outer corners so that it blends out the harsh edge of the base that we put down. For the center of the halo eye, I'm applying the shimmery shade called Tell All. If you didn't already know, the concept of a halo eye is to use a lighter color in the center of the lid so that it looks like a spotlight in the middle. Some people call it a spotlight eye. Now to blend the sides of that shimmer shade with the dark brown, I'm applying the shade called Hey Girl Hey in between the shimmery shade and the dark brown. Next, I'm applying the 2 darkest shades we've used so far to the lower lash line. So I'm first applying the shade called Hey Girl Hey, and then I'm switching brushes and applying the shade called Scandalous. Now I'm curling my lashes with the Kevyn Aucoin Lash Curler and applying some MAC Cosmetics False Lashes Extreme Mascara. I'm then applying some Rios Beauty False Lashes in the style Magnifique, and if you're interested, you can get 10% off your purchase with the discount code TAYLOR. Next, I'm applying the Sigma Longwear Eyeliner Pencil to my upper and lower waterlines, and also buffing out the lower using a clean JH38 brush to create a smoky effect. I'm then applying some mascara to my lower lashes, and then finally highlighting my inner corner by mixing the 2 shades called On the Down Low and Spill the Beans. And that completes the first look. Now it's time to move on to the next look. For the second look, I'll be creating a cool toned halo eye with the Ice Tea Palette. First, I'm priming my eyes once again with the Plouise base in 0.5, and I rarely use any other primer just because this is the best one that I've found. Next, I'm packing the deep gray-blue shade called Talk of the Town into my crease, going from inner to outer corner. I'm using the same small blending brush known as the M506 brush to apply it so that it's very precisely placed. Now I'm taking a clean M562 brush and sweeping this back and forth along the edge of that shadow to blend it out. As you can see, I'm using a combination of windshield wiper and small circular motions. Now that it's blended out, I'm taking the blend even further by quickly sweeping the JH30 brush along the top edge of the shadow. I'm not taking too much time to do this step because I don't want to overblend. Next, it's time to cut the crease, and just like last time, we're creating a halo eye. So I'm simply cutting only the center of the eyelid out using the Plouise base and JH42 brush. Now to blend the outer edges, I'm tapping on some more of that shade called Talk of the Town so that there aren't any harsh lines in the inner or outer corners of the eyelid. For the center of the lid, I'm packing on this light shade called Kiss and Tell to the area we cut out. Now I'm placing this shimmery blue shade called The Buzz in between Kiss and Tell and Talk of the Town. I'm also using my finger to apply some of the shade called He Said, She Said to the center of the lid on top of the Kiss and Tell shade. For my lower lash line, I'm essentially repeating the steps I did on the top of my eyelid. I'm applying Talk of the Town, which is that gray-blue shade, to the inner and outer corners, Kiss and Tell to the center, and then The Buzz, which is the shimmery blue shade, in between the two. Once again, I'm prepping my eyelashes for the false ones, so I'm curling them and applying some MAC Cosmetics mascara, and then popping on the same lashes I used in the previous look called Magnifique by Rios Beauty. Next, I'm tightlining with the Sigma Beauty Longwear Eyeliner Pencil, and then applying the Colourpop Cream Gel Eyeliner in the shade Prance to my lower waterline. I'm then applying some mascara to my lower lashes, and finally highlighting my inner corner and brow bone with the lightest shimmery shade called He Said, She Said. And that completes the second look. Now it's time to move on to the final look. For the third look, I'll be creating a half cut crease using a combination of shades from both palettes. This time I'm starting off by applying a piece of tape to the outer corner of my eye so that it angles out towards the tail of my brow. This will end up creating a sharp line with the eyeshadow. Once my eyelids are primed, I'm packing on the shade called Scandalous from the Hot Tea Palette and placing this in my crease from the edge of the tape to the inner corner of my eye. I want to make sure that the shadow is packed on really well along the edge of the tape so that I get a really sharp line once I remove it. Next, I'm using this warm shade called Hey Girl Hey to blend out Scandalous by simply sweeping it back and forth along the upper edge of that dark brown. I'm going back and reapplying some of the dark brown to darken the crease some more, and I'm following that up by applying a bit more of the shade Hey Girl Hey, and then finishing up the blend by sweeping a clean fluffy blending brush along the top edge of it. Next, I'm cutting my crease, and as always, using the Plouise base and the JH42 brush to do so. Since I'm creating a half-cut crease, I'm dragging the product from the inner corner of my eye, rounding it up into the crease, and stopping once I get to the outer corner of my eye. Now I'm using my finger to blend out that harsh line in the outer corner, and then I'm packing on the shimmery blue shade called The Buzz from the Ice Tea Palette to the area we cut out. I'm using the Morphe M508 brush, which is a small smudger brush, to pack it on so that I have more control over product placement, and its flat shape allows for buildable coverage. Next, I'm packing on more of the dark brown to the outer corner and sweeping it on top of the blue a bit so that it doesn't look like it ends so abruptly. Now for lashes, I'm curling them using the Kevyn Aucoin lash curler, applying some MAC Cosmetics False Lashes Extreme mascara, and then popping on some Rios Beauty lashes in the style Toujours. Before starting on the lower lash line, I'm tightlining with the Sigma Beauty Longwear eyeliner pencil. You can use my discount code TheTaylorCherie for 10% off your purchase at sigmabeauty.com. I'm then removing the tape and also applying some of the dark brown to my lower lash line. Then I'm adding some of the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk to my waterline, and also dragging this so that it outlines the sharp line of the eyeshadow. I'm then quickly sweeping a bit more eyeshadow out underneath that white line and applying some mascara to my lower lashes. Finally, I'm highlighting my inner corner using the shade called Spill the Beans from the Hot Tea Palette, and that completes all three looks using the Balm Cosmetics What's the Tea palettes. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know which out of the three looks was your favorite in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time!